Welcome to PlayOwnAi. In this course, you will learn Python for AI coding.
How Python really works, comments, interpreter, and execution. Explained goal of this lesson. By the end of this lesson, you will understand 1. How Python executes your code. 2. The role of the Python interpreter. 3. Source code versus running program. 4. Python execution flow, step by step. 5. Single line and multi-line comments. 6. Why comments matter in AI projects. 7. Comment best practices for AI engineers outcome. Build a strong foundation for AI chatbots, LLM applications, AI agents, RAG systems, MEC-CP servers, and intelligent automation. We are going to explore exactly how Python works. From the moment you write your code to the point it runs as a program on your machine. Python is known for being easy to write and read, but under the hood it goes through some pretty interesting steps before your code acts. In this lesson, we'll walk through that entire journey, step by step, using a simple visual guide. Let's get started. We begin in the code editor. This is where you write your Python program. You might be building a calculator, automating a task, or just printing hello world. But once you are done writing, you save your work as a Python source file. This file ends with the extension py. At this point, it's just a plain text file with your code inside. The magic starts when we run that file through the Python system. When you run a Python file, something interesting happens in the background. Python uses a compiler to take your code and translate it into bytecode, a lower-level version of your code that's easier for a computer to work with. This bytecode is saved in a file that ends in pyc or pyc. Now it's important to note that bytecode isn't the same as machine code. Your computer still doesn't run this direct. Instead, it's a kind of intermediate language that's designed to be understood by something called the Python virtual machine. Once the bytecode is ready, it's handed off to the PVM. The PVM is like an interpreter that reads your bytecode and runs it line by line. It's the engine behind the scenes that actually executes your code. The virtual machine is part of what makes Python so flexible because it creates a layer between your code and the operating system. That means your Python program can run on Windows, Mac, or Linux without needing to be rewritten. So your Py file becomes pyc. Then the PVM reads that and starts executing your program. As your program runs, it might use additional features like math functions, file handling, or external tools. These extra features come from libraries and modules, which Python loads in during execution. Think of libraries like toolkits. Instead of writing everything from scratch, you can import powerful tools that save your time and simplify your code. Python has thousands of modules built in or available online for things like data analysis, web development, machine learning, and more. And as shown in the diagram, these libraries feed into the process just before or during execution, giving your program extra functionality when needed. Eventually, all of this, the bytecode, the virtual machine, the libraries, comes together to produce machine code. This is the binary code, the ones and zeros that your computer actually understands. Behind the scenes, the Python interpreter takes care of translating your high-level code into machine-level instructions so that you can execute them. And that's the final step. Your program runs. Maybe it prints a result, saves a file, or responds to user input. But now it's fully functional and running live. Let's quickly review everything we've covered about how Python works. It all begins when you write your code in a code editor and save it as a file that ends with the letters py. When you run that program, Python automatically compiles the code into something called bytecode. This is saved in a file that ends with pyc, and it's designed for the Python virtual machine. The Python virtual machine, open called the PVM, takes that bytecode and begins to execute it one step at a time. While doing this, it also pulls in any libraries or modules. Your code depends on giving your program access to powerful tools and functionality. Finally, Python translates everything into machine-level instruction. The binary code your computer understands and your program runs. That's the full journey your Python code takes from a simple text file to a fully running application. We are going to talk about a very simple but very useful feature in Python comments. Let me tell you what comments are and why we use them. Comments are lines in your code that Python completely ignores. Yes, Python escapes them while running the program. So why do we need comments? Number one, comments help us explain the code when someone else reads your code later, or even when you come back to your code after a few days. Comments will remind you what the code is doing. Number two, comments make the code more readable. It's like leaving notes in your notebook. You can mark what each section is doing. And number three, comments can be used to disable lines of code during testing. If you want to stop one line from running, just comment it out. Let's now learn how to write a comment. In Python, a single line comment starts with a hash symbol. Anything written after that symbol will be ignored by Python. You can place the comment on a line by itself, or even at the end of a line of code. We can also add multi-line comments. Alright, that's the theory. Now let's switch to PyCharm and see this in action. Go to our Python project and create a new Python and call it as comments demo. Hit enter. We start by typing our very first comment. Let's type hash. This is a comment. This line will not be executed. Python will simply skip it. Now let's add some code below it. Let's call print function and pass the string hello world. When we run this program, it will only print hello world. The comment above will be ignored. Let's run it and check the output. Great. The output shows only hello world. Now let's try placing the comment at the end of a line. So here, let's type print within a double quotes, pass string hello again, followed by a comment hash. This is an inline comment. Perfect. This still works fine. Everything after the hash is ignored. Let's run it. We get hello again. So yes, comments can also sit at the end of a line of code. Now, let's try something different using a comment to prevent code from running. Let's say we have this line print within a double quotes. Pass string, this will not run. Now let's comment out this code by adding hash at the beginning. Let's run the program and you can see the output. Nothing. Because this line starts with hash, it will be skipped by Python. Now let's talk about multi-line comments. Python doesn't really have a special syntax for multi-line comments like some other languages, but we can still write multiple lines by putting a hash on each line. First type hash. Let's call print function and pass the string hello world. When we run this Python, only prints hello world, and all three lines above were skipped. There's one more trick to write multi-line comments using triple quotes. We type this as a comment written in more than just one line print hello world. Since these triple quoted strings are not assigned to any variable, Python just ignores them. Let's run the program, and the output is still hello world. Great. We've now seen both ways to write multi-line comments. Let's quickly recap. In Python, comments start with a hash. They are useful for explaining your code, making it readable and disabling lines when testing. You can write them on their own line at the end of a line, or use them to block out code. Python also allows you to fake multi-line comments using triple quotes, as long as the string is not stored in a variable. In the next lecture, we will move on to something exciting, Python variables, and how to use them in real programs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Support line? Get assist? Stuck anywhere or feeling overwhelmed? No worries. Check the links in the description or leave a comment below. I personally reply whenever I can. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Python, AI, and automation tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Keep building.